My name's John Ray, and this is my fourth time working with Mirror Stage. And I guess what I'd say most is that getting a call from Suzanne is always a pleasure because I get to work on very interesting material with really good cast people. That's one of the things I've really enjoyed about working here is that the people you work with are all really great. And it's fun, and the audience discussions are always interesting afterwards. So it's really a pleasure. I'm glad they decided to call me again.
Well, if you want, I can take you on a tour of the town.
You mean there's more of it?
Well, you can't judge a place by its commercial district. I could take you around one of the local ranches and Randall Cartwright's wheat farm. Could always give you a tour of the slaughterhouse.
I don't think I could stomach the slaughterhouse.
Well, it's something to see anyway. Something you wouldn't forget.
I'm sure. I'll think about it.
It's an open invitation.
Ow!
Just crashed the metal pot off stage.
God damn it!
She's getting off to a rough start this morning.
You know what? I'll just come back later.
She'll be out in a minute. Take your order.
That's all right. I feel like a walk anyway.
Suit yourself.
That big field of stuff down the road, that's wheat, right? Okay, just checking. Okay,
Feelings only.
Oh, sorry.
No apologies, just feelings. And when you're holding the heart, the rest of us have our ears open and our mouths shut.
You don't have the heart.
Well, it's okay not to have the heart when you're talking procedure.
That's true.
Thank you, Grace. Otherwise, it's feelings only.
Okay.
Unless we need to reinforce the procedure.
Okay. I was just not sure the feeling. I'm sorry. I just feel like I was wrong about him. I didn't really realize.
So you feel betrayed.
Okay.
Jessica, you don't have the heart.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Erica tosses the pillow to Jessica. I feel frustrated that one person's actions could create such a penumbra of unprofessional space. I feel he undermined my self-confidence as a woman at work, and I feel he's a detriment to the advancement of our gender. She tosses the pillow to Grace.
I feel sorry that he upset you ladies so much.
That's really not a feeling, Grace.
I'm sorry. I just feel awful that he upset people I consider to be my co-workers and friends.
She hands the pillow to Agatha.
Rage!
Agatha puts the pillow aside.
Let's see, I'm trying to think when my first Mirror Stage production was. It was an abstract expression back in, I think, 2002. My husband and I were trying to remember because we played brother and sister in that show. And also worked with Suzanne for a long time with some educational outreach that went on with Mirror Stage for a while, which was great because there was so many things to draw out from each play, and then that became a part of a lot of the after show discussions and things like that. So I think Mirror Stage is a very important part of our theater community in Seattle because it does offer provocative work.
So what are you going to do now?
About what?
Carl.
I don't know. Sit back and watch him self-destruct.
Don't you think he'll tell Angie?
I don't know.
Don't you?
It could go either way. I guess it depends on where his loyalty lies. Should he protect his brother, say nothing, or does he have a responsibility to Angie? Loyalty is what it all comes down to.
Who are you loyal to?
I don't know.
I wonder what that means in the scheme of things.
Me too.
Tiffany takes the beer out of Hyde's hand and drinks.
There was a guy. A guy in Mogadishu.
Hi.
I got hit. He picked me up. I was laying in the street, direct line of fire. The Somalis were moving in. They smelled blood in the water. Mine, as it turns out. He picked me up. Shots pinging all around, whizzing past our ears. He picked me up and pulled me back, carried me screaming and bleeding back to safety. name is David Anthony Lewis, and my favorite Mirror Stage memory was the first job that I'd ever gotten as a union actor, and it was with Mirror Stage Company about 10 years ago. I remember everything about it. I remember the audition was in some random strange room at Seattle Pacific University, and I got the call that I had been offered a job the night of my daughter's first birthday. So it was a very exciting time, and I've always been grateful to Suzanne for giving me my first equity job, and I've had a blast with her many, many times over the last 10 years. So I have done probably 18 or 20 of these readings, and we've always had a blast. That's probably an exaggeration, but maybe not. But thank you, Suzanne, and thank you, Mirror Stage Company, and I can't wait to do your celebration tonight. Thank you.
I was delirious with lack of blood, sleep, food. I could taste it. Pure adrenaline in my mouth. My throat, I feel it pulsing behind my eyes. Have you ever tasted the secretions of your own adrenal glands? Pray you never do. Tastes like mud. Like the primordial ooze we crawled out of, mixed with blood and semen. No, I've never tasted that. I guess I didn't stop when the scout troop showed up. Kept carving, kept moving, kept swearing. Apparently I took out 2 kids trying for a wolf badge at first aid. But the point is, and I don't think this was lost on the Cub Pack, I survived.
Yeah, about that.
About what?
I wanted to apologize
Really?
for being sort of insulting earlier.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Just sort of superior in a mediocre way, in the way people can be when they
Don't travel much.
have their heads up their asses, I was gonna say.
Fair enough.
Besides having your head up your ass, you're an academic. I don't expect much from academics.
I teach.
You teach Latin.
But I'm just saying that I'm more teachy than academic-y.
Whatever you say.
You're funny.
I know.
Man, I could use a drink. You're drinking vodka.
Water, it's got more of a kick, but with all the microbes.
Maybe I'll have a whiskey. How's their whiskey?
Cheap, strong,
How do you get a waiter around here?
wait.
Oh.
Oh,
What?
I was just wondering
About what?
if we're gonna have sex.
What?
I was just thinking out loud, ignore me.
That's awful. Well, it's strange to think about someone you just met.
It's not strange to think that about a guy who just made a special trip to the bar.
To get my book.
Relax, sailor. Besides, it's the first thing men think about when they meet a woman.
No! No, we don't. Seriously, we don't. At least, we don't say it. Not to the person.
Come on, we're not all that different, men and women. What do you think we think about?
I don't know, but not...
Shoes? Flowers? Babies?
No! Maybe.
Just ask your wife what she thinks about.
Bone fragments and potassium argon baby.
Well, that's what she'll admit to.
Is your mom feeling better? I'd love to share these with her
She's asleep.
for the night.
She's on medication.
I'd like to meet her. Talk to her about my dad.
She's ill.
With what?
She'll have no memory of your father.
Your father too, right?
What?
I'm sorry, but you know, right? I know you know, right? When I said that you look like him, I could tell that you knew. She was pregnant and you...
My father lived in this house until he died 2.5 years ago. He is buried in a plot I pay for every month. My father, Charlie Price, worked for the city of Chicago for 45 years, and he was a rock this family stood on. Nothing you or anybody else has to say will ever change who my father is. Let's be clear about that.
Of course, I understand.
So if you came here to talk to my mother about her past, it's a simple thing.
I see.
She can't help you with these letters, won't mean anything to you.
to do if you get lost in a forest in Iceland. Stand up. So, why in the world is that phrase in my head? Why do I remember it after all this time? She sat among the trees. Pieces. It's all composition. Putting it together, and instructions would be really nice. But you pick a piece and you put it down and you say, this is where we start.
Mirror Stage is a great place where you can come to awesome plays and meet cool people. Do it yourself.